Holy freaking moly, the news cycle is absolutely insane right now. Too much stuff happening at once. Obviously, we were talking about all of the drama happening in Springfield, Ohio. Now another crazy lunatic just tried to take out Trump in West Palm Beach, Florida. And the FBI decided, hey, you know what? We've been investigating Diddy for months now, and we're going to conveniently arrest Diddy the day after someone tried to kill Trump in Florida. Obvious distraction. Oh, this is the perfect time to arrest Diddy now. So now we got all of this crazy stuff going on with Diddy. Bottles of lube being found everywhere. It's insane, folks. It's absolutely insane. But then you got what's going on with Israel and Hezbollah. They just blew up a bunch of pagers. There's a lot of stuff that I got to get to. I have multiple YouTube channels. I don't even think I could get to it all. But what I think is one of the most important things that has happened over the past couple of days is some of these comments that were made by the Secret Service after the attempt on Donald Trump's life. Now, I'm not here to talk to you about that attempt. I'm already talking about that over on my other channel, Political Cinema. What I'm here to talk about are these comments made by the Secret Service because I find them extremely alarming. And I think that this is something that will affect all of us. I don't care if you like Donald Trump or if you hate Donald Trump. This in many ways has nothing to do with Donald Trump. He made some comments that would lead me to believe that the Secret Service already has knowledge that we, the U.S., we are about to enter into a major military conflict, aka we are about to enter into a war, okay? And like I said, everyone's distracted right now. Either you're looking into the crazy guy, Ryan Wesley Ruth, that tried to take out Trump. Either you're listening to people talk about Diddy's sexual escapades, or you're focused on something else. But these comments, folks, I don't think these comments were made for no reason. I think these comments were kind of accidentally made. And if you just pay attention to some of the stuff that's being said right now, you would understand where we're headed in America. Without further ado, I don't want to talk about it too much. I want to go ahead and roll this clip. I want you all to listen closely, and then I'll be back to explain what's going on here.
I have ordered a paradigm shift. The Secret Service's protective methodologies work, and they are sound, and we saw that yesterday. But the way we are positioned right now in this dynamic threat environment, it has given me guidance to say, you know what, we need to look at what our protective methodology is. We need to get out of a reactive model and get to a readiness model. There could be another geopolitical event that could put the United States into a kinetic conflict or some other issue that may result in additional responsibilities and protectees of the United States Secret Service. And so we are working, we are making information available to all of our partners. And I just want to say that the commitment of Congress to the Secret Service throughout the years has been tremendous. And we will continue to work with them and Secretary Mayorkas, whose support in making sure that we're getting what we need has been phenomenal. He is one of our biggest champions and our advocate. And so we're having these conversations, and I feel confident that we will get what we need. We have immediate needs. We have future needs, too. I need to make sure that our counter snipers are the best trained counter snipers in the world, that they are exactly doing what we need them to do, and that they match counterparts in the military in Tier 1 forces. And right now, we are working with Congress to make sure that we get those for our training facility. We also have a necessary need to make sure that we're getting the personnel that we have. And that requires us to be able to have the funding to be able to hire more people. You can't just give me money and say, hey, we're going to make sure that everybody gets overtime. Because the men and women of the Secret Service right now, we are redlining them. And they are rising to this moment, and they are meeting the challenges right now. And if you look back at their body of work over the last 60 days, the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, the Republican National Convention in Chicago, a visit of Prime Minister Netanyahu to Washington, D.C., and to West Palm Beach, which Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office supported. And then we go into the presidential debate in Philadelphia last week, And for those in the media that have been to a national special security event, if you saw the National Constitution Center last week, what you saw was pretty much a mini national special security event with the number of assets that were on that perimeter. And so our folks are rising to this moment, but it requires all of us to be able to have good conversations and make sure that we're getting the Secret Service where it needs to be. And I'm confident that we will achieve that because we don't have an alternative. Success, we have to have it every day. We cannot have failures. And in order to do that, we're going to have some hard conversations with Congress, and we're going to achieve that.
Now, of course, this guy is kind of speaking in what ifs, right? He's not coming out and directly saying what he wants to say for obvious reasons. But the possible geopolitical event that he's talking about is war with Russia. He's talking about the fact that the Secret Service has to get ready to start protecting more politicians and doing a better job at doing so because we are about to enter into a new climate, into a new war where there will be threats posed against our politicians. For those of you all who don't know, as all of this other crazy stuff is going on in the news, NATO has basically given Ukraine the okay to use our long-range missiles to strike deep within Russian territory. Now, I know there's been a war going on between Russia and Ukraine for a while, but you got to understand there's technicalities, there's rules to war, there's certain stuff going on. Ukraine has not been typically, attacking deep into Russian territory. They've been more so on the defensive. Now, Ukraine is going to be using our long-range missiles, which require, us to give them the go-ahead. It requires America and NATO's direct involvement, right? In order for Ukraine to be able to use these weapons, access these weapons, and to be able to launch them, deep within Russian territory. Now, Putin has come out and said, if they do this, then he's going to strike back. If he strikes back, it will either be against us or one of our NATO allies, and then we'll be in World War III. Now, I already believe we're in World War III. They just haven't said it yet. But it will become official. We're officially in World War III once Ukraine starts using these missiles, which apparently they're going to. It's already been stated. They had Justin Trudeau of Canada out here talking about it.
Says Russia will be at war with NATO if Ukraine uses long-range missiles deep into Russia. How far into Russia do you think Ukraine should be able to strike?
Vladimir Putin is striking regularly in the heart of Ukraine. He's sending missiles and bombs at hospitals, at daycare centers, at families and communities across Ukraine, and it was his choice to invade a neighboring sovereign nation. His choice to start this conflict, and it could be his choice to end it tomorrow. All he has to do is pull back his troops into Russian territory. But he won't do that. He is not just trying to remove any choice that Ukrainians have around where they want their future to go, remove their independence, remove their sovereignty. He is trying to deeply destabilize the international rules-based order that protects us all, not just in every democracy around the world, but in all countries around the world. Any country with a neighbor with a slightly larger army should be worried if it suddenly becomes allowed to invade and redraw lines on the map. And that's why Canada and others are unequivocal that Ukraine must win this war against Russia. And we will continue to be there to support Ukraine. And yes, Canada fully supports Ukraine using long-range weaponry to prevent and interdict Russia's continued ability to degrade Ukrainian civilian infrastructure and mostly to kill innocent civilians in their unjust war.
These are things that I talk about over on X, my X account. Go follow me over there if you haven't already. There's so much going on in the world that I do not have enough time in the day to sit down and make a video about everything. But as you can see, as all of this other stuff is going on, that would get me more clicks. I would get more views talking about Diddy or Ryan Wesley Ruth. But I'm here to talk about what's most important, and that is that we are about to be thrusted into another war. It's really not an if, it's kind of a when. When Ukraine decides to use these weapons, we are going to see the situation in Ukraine be taken to the next level. Now, I'm not here to say that we're going to have a direct attack on American soil, but you're going to see a retaliation from Russia that we haven't seen yet. And then we'll be thrusted into this military conflict that the Secret Service is already preparing for, as he said, as he let you know there. You see the government, the Secret Service, the CIA, FBI, what have you, they talk in hypotheticals all the time. They talk about, oh, well, this could happen or that could happen, when in reality, they already have knowledge about what's going to happen. So this is kind of a soft warning to America that, hey, we're about to enter into a new climate soon. Now, the only thing I'm sitting here wondering is, are they going to try to do this now before the next election, right? Which we don't have much time between now and then. Are they going to go ahead and try to start this war before the election? Or are we going to wait to see what happens afterwards? You know what I mean? That's kind of where we're at right now. We're kind of in limbo. Is this going to start before or after? But for now, I want to know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. And I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.